When you're learning lots of different things in life, it's good to learn them one at a time. You don't learn to read, write, and speak all at the same time, nor do you subscribe to every YouTuber all at once. You just subscribe to one, me. Unless you haven't, which is pretty awkward, so maybe think about subscribing. I've learned a lot of things one at a time. For example, I learned to kill one chicken first, then another one, and another one. Just one more. Only one more, I promise. Sorry about that, got a bit carried away. One more! Now I'm going to use this theory for today's video. I'm going to make a house using just vanilla blocks, then go through each mod one by one and upgrade it. Let's get building. So I spent about 40 minutes building a cute house here. Nothing too massive, as I didn't want to spend absolutely ages decorating this entire thing, as I'm really bad at decorating the interior, especially without mods, but we'll see in a little bit which mod will help us with that. But some very basic blocks use just oak, spruce, and birch planks, plus some oak wood, as well as some stone brick stairs for the texture of the outside. Let's go have a look on the inside though. So we also have this nice little path leading up to the front door here. We got some little flowers outside in this little flower bed too. And then inside, got some bookshelves, nice table and chairs, armor stands, paintings. Got a little area over here for crafting and all that sort of stuff, doing our cooking in our furnaces. We've got a wall here, and then inside here is our lounge where we've got like a little sofa, some more bookshelves, windowsill, the basics. And then we head upstairs where we got our bedroom in the corner over here. Another little flower pot with mushrooms, some more bookshelves, an enchanting area. Then we've got our balcony out here, which is lovely for looking out across the land. So now we're going to go through this one mod at a time, and we're going to improve this house. And the mod we're starting with is the Biomes O Plenty mod. So this mod adds a load of new blocks as well as the new biomes. So I'm going to change up some of the wood a little bit, because oak is pretty boring, and instead we're going to use cherry wood for the main block and mangrove planks for the floor. And I am going to use World Edit to help change this, because I don't really view World Edit as a mod, more as a tool to help with other mods. And voila, our house is completely changed in colour, and then our floor is now a lovely white shade as well. It really goes very nicely with the red. But the oak logs still look pretty ugly in my opinion. But don't worry, we will be changing this with another mod. However, I am going to change the roof to be mangrove stairs, as I think it just fits a lot nicer. And this is one of the ones you can't do with World Edit, because this happens and it ruins the entire house. And there you have it, the roof is looking much more fitting with this build now. Also going to change all these birch doors to the mangrove doors that you get with this mod pack. And these fences up here to mangrove fences also. So we're seeing some pretty big improvements already. But we can also place some cool Biomes O Plenty flowers around the outside of the house as well, because they just make everything look a bit nicer. And I think they're a lot cooler than the regular flowers you get in normal Minecraft. And finally, I'm going to take some of these terrariums, as they're just cool to place around the house and make for cool decorations. Alright, let's move on to our next mod, which is the Chisel mod. So with the amount of blocks that this mod adds, we can definitely improve this house a little bit. I'm going to start by removing all of that ugly oak wood and changing it to a nicer texture like marble. Okay, I think that looks a lot better. But I also want to change these carpets to be something a bit more fun. And the Chisel mod has these great carpets which look really cool. And are just more textured than the standard Minecraft ones, and generally look a bit cooler in my opinion. But apart from adding those two things, there's not really much we can change with this house with the Chisel mod for now. So let's move on to the Quark mod. Now with the Quark mod, we can improve the wall on the outside of the house, which we've used here by the front door to make it look a bit nicer. And I also forgot to do this, I just realized. But there we go, that's looking a lot better. Same with the one out back here. It also adds in a load of different kind of stairs as well, which are really useful. So I'm going to replace all these stone brick ones with marble, as it kind of fits the theme a little bit better. That's looking so much better. And we can also get some of the slabs, which are Quark as well. Place these bits on here. So the appearance has changed quite a lot now, which is looking great. So now we're going to move on to the mod I know you're all here for, the Chisel and Bits. This is probably where we'll see some drastic changes. And we're going to start off with the roof. But not too smooth, because this is Minecraft after all. Okay, looking pretty smooth, a lot different to just the standard staircase. This is really starting to tell our build apart from a standard vanilla build. But we're going to change up the roof even a little bit more by changing these marble blocks here. As now in comparison to the smoothness of the roof, this looks a bit weird and clunky. By making it look a little bit smoother with some smaller blocks from the Chisels Bits mod. This mod and this process in general just takes quite a bit longer than any of the mods we've used up to this point. But this is some serious detailing we've got going on here. Normally building like this is a lot quicker because you're not doing it one at a time like a stupid idiot. But for some reason, I decided to show you that you can do it one at a time for whatever reason you want to. Say you want to install the mods separately. Try them out bit by bit. This is perfect for you. But sometimes it's better just to go straight into the deep end. So there you go, the roof is now accented very nicely, making this building look a lot more fancier, but it's still looking pretty unmodded in some areas, such as the windows. And the Chisels Bits mod is so good for making these windows look nice. So I'm going to start off by sort of outlining the window like this with some white, and then doing like a sort of another layer on the outside as well, just to make it look a bit more textured. And then we can finish off the window just like that, looking very, very cool. All we're going to do now is do this to all the windows. And the thing about this mod is once you've done one window, it's quite easy to just replicate that multiple times across the build. Looking pretty good with all these new windows, but you may notice on each side of the bigger building there's one missing, because we're going to make this a bit more interesting than a cross by making it sort of into a square, but the other way round. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll see in a second, I promise. So there you have it, a nice window, which is completely unusual for Minecraft and makes the house look really cool, I think. So what I have to do now is add it onto that one back there as well. Okay, one final thing on the outside of the Chisels Bits mod. I'm quickly going to change this. There were trapdoors here before. Let's just add some quartz on there now. I think that looks a little bit nicer. Lovely. So that's what I'm going to do for the outside using the Chisels Bits mod. You can do a load more while decorating the inside, but I want to show off some other mods as well, rather than just using one mod to build everything, as I did in a previous video. So now we're going to move on to the MrCrayfish mod. And one thing this mod adds that I really like are these white fences, which are great in comparison to the regular old fences that we have. But my main favourite thing about this mod is the furniture. So we're going to set it just to kitchen, take everything else off, and then we can really improve this area here. So we'll start by putting a sink under this window here, plus a load of cabinets. We can put an oven here. Actually, we'll move the oven to there. Just have another cabinet there. As there is an oven range hood, which you can add on, which looks really nice, which will stretch all the way to the top. We can add a lovely cabinet next to it there, and one above the fridge, and a couple there as well. We'll put our anvil round here instead. Add in a bin, which is actually one of the most useful things in, because you can just add items to it, click empty, and it just destroys them, which sometimes you want for things like cobblestone or dirt or just random items you got lying around. But obviously you've got to have things like a blender, a microwave, and of course a toaster. But most importantly, you need a cookie jar. We can also add in a little eating area here with some stools as a sort of like kitchen bar thing. So that's completely transformed that area there thanks to the MrCrayfish mod. And I'm also going to change these mangrove stairs inside to be these modern stairs from the MrCrayfish mod, which I think look pretty awesome. In fact, I say we don't need the blocks down the side, as these just look really cool and sleek. I was going to change this monstrosity of a table and chairs that I've made here into an actual table and chairs in this cool modern style. Plus for the lounge, you can get rid of this sort of chair thing here and put in a sofa. Maybe even a little coffee table next to it. You can add a little TV stand and then a TV to go on top of it, which looks really cool. Maybe a lamp in the corner. A post box outside. And then upstairs we can get rid of all this rubbish. Put in a nice modern bed and some bedside tables. Cool like alarm clock next to it. Making that area look really nice. We can replace these stairs here with like a cool table. Like so. Maybe even replace the back door with a cool modern sliding door. Look at that. Very swish. And of course, we need a doorbell. Let's move on to our next mod, which is the Bibliocraft mod. This means we can change these regular boring bookshelves here to be some cool bookshelves which actually have books in them, which are all these weird stories. We can change this in the lounge as well. For a bit of storage in this corner here, we can use some different types of chests like birch chests. Have this cool tool rack over here we can store our tools in. And why not a little cute desk here with a stool next to it, which looks very nice. And then upstairs we're going to change these bookshelves as well. And I didn't actually remember this, but part of the Chisel mod is that you get all these extra bookshelves. I've just remembered now. So I'm going to change these ones up here to be birch too, because they're just a bit lighter and go nice with our colour scheme. And I think it looks a lot better. And one of the coolest things about this mod is that you can add in your own custom photos. And as you can see here, I've got a load of cool custom ones, such as this. Who wouldn't want this on their wall? But maybe you'd want cool paintings like Mary, or this Mickey one, or even one of me and Lizzie. But Joel, that's too small. Never mind, you can upscale it. Very cute. Very customizable and will really improve your build. And the final mod is actually a mod that Lizzie made, which has these more crafting tables. So I'm going to choose this one here. I'm going to place it right here with easy access from the kitchen and everywhere else in the house. And there you have it, upgrading my house one by one using the mods I normally use. I think the difference is huge in comparison to the original build. I'll try and do a fade transition now so you can see the difference between the two. But I'm really happy with how this turned out. And there you have it, guys. Not the normal way I would build a house. Normally I would do all the building of the exterior first. And I wouldn't start off by building it in vanilla. I'd just go straight into the modded. But to let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Make sure to leave a like on this video if you did enjoy it. And thanks so much for watching, and the support recently has been insane and I really appreciate y'all. So thank you once again for that. Goodbye.